I have no intention of ever getting married. Yes, I am engaged. I personally disagree with the entire construct of marriage.
If I popped out and was engaged to a broke man, then you all could be upset with me.
And I believe that as a woman, you should avoid getting married. I am in a good situation. I'm with someone who is fantastic, and I'm in a good situation. It's not worth the Chanel bags.
Paco Rabanne. I always wanted a Paco Rabanne bag.
It's not worth the Cartier bracelets. It's not worth the fancy vacations.
I am staying at the Ritz in Paris.
This is your one life. This is your independence. This is your autonomy. Please just think very long and hard before you enter these contracts.
There is nothing wrong with changing your mind, especially when it comes to stuff like relationships, marriage, the kind of life we want. We should all think hard about those choices and evolve when we feel like it's the right thing for us. But what happens when your platform is built on very strong, very certain opinions, and then your actual life starts looking different? MJ Gray, an influencer who built her audience on being very clearly anti-marriage and critical of men, recently announced that she got engaged. And the reaction has been mixed, to say the least. And honestly, I don't think the problem is that she changed her mind. It's how she's talking about that change and what it has to say about the type of content she was posting before.
Yes, I am engaged. Yes, I am the same person who made several videos saying that I never had any plans to get married, I did not want to get married, and I did not agree with the institution of marriage.
In my opinion, there would be no problem with her, getting engaged and announcing it on the internet, even though she's been preaching no marriage and being single forever and all this stuff. I would have no problem with that if she just came and said, I changed my mind, or I fell in love and that's why I'm marrying him. Then I would see no issue with that, but that's not what happened at all.
The gag is, I still don't agree with the institution of marriage, but in those videos, I made caveats. Under certain circumstances, like if you plan on having children, if you plan on living together, if you plan on buying property together, those are the situations where marriage does make sense.
In a minute, we'll take a look at some TikToks from her past so you can judge for yourself if she really made those caveats, because in my opinion, even when she talked about the exceptions when marriage in her opinion would be a good idea, it always came down to, but marriage is bad, I'm never going to get married and you should never get married. So in my opinion right now, she's trying to paint herself and what she used to say in the past as if it had more nuance than it actually did.
I don't think you should feel like getting married is a milestone that you must make in your life to feel like an accomplished person. I don't think it's an accomplishment. I don't think as women you should feel pressured to get married, because when women are pressured to get married, they end up in bad situations.
I very much agree with this part. I don't think getting married is an accomplishment, and no one should feel accomplished for getting married. In my opinion, no one should feel pressured to get married. And I say this as someone who is married. But the thing is, that's not what she was saying in her content in the past. Her main message was, don't get married because this is bad. Marriage is bad because of what it represents. It is the enslavement of women and you shouldn't do it and I will never do it. That was her content. It wasn't about, don't make it your entire personality. It was that verbatim, don't get married.
I am in a good situation, and I cannot tell you all of the details of the situation I'm in because now the situation I'm in involves another person. So I have to maintain privacy around my relationship, and I will be even more stringent about that going forward.
It's giving, my situation is different. I'm the exception.
I owe it to my partner, who does not have any kind of presence online at all, to protect our privacy as a couple.
I think this is something more people, especially influencers, should do, which is keep their relationship private. Because I feel like anytime you decide to post your partner, it ends badly. And it doesn't matter if you show him or her in a good way, in a bad way, in a funny way, it doesn't matter. Because people on TikTok especially love getting into other people's business, and they will be asking questions, they will be making theories about you and your relationship. So I really feel like the best thing you can do is like not post about your relationship, especially if you're like a content creator. You know, it's different if you're like posting it to your private Instagram, right? Like whatever, but I'm talking about like influencers and content creators. I think the best thing you can do for your relationship is not post about it. And this would be very much applicable to MJ under any other circumstances. If she hadn't built her audience on talking about relationships and men and like dating advice and her opinions on relationship, if like the situation was any different, she could have not posted about it and just like kept doing her content and whatever. But because the fact whether she is or isn't in a relationship is very much tied to her online persona, people would be questioning that. People would be trying to figure out if she's dating someone, if she is engaged or married, and all of this. So in her case, because of the type of content she makes, I don't think she could have avoided announcing this.
I am in a good situation. I'm with someone who is fantastic, and I'm in a good situation. Again, I cannot give you all the details of the situation that I'm in. You just have to take my word for it. If you think that I'm a dumb bitch, then you think I'm a dumb bitch, and it's probably not a good idea to follow me anymore. If you think I'm full of shit, then you think I'm full of shit, and you probably shouldn't follow me anymore. All I've ever done online was share exactly how I feel at that specific point of time, and that's what I'm going to continue to do.
This is very much giving to me. I agree with everything I said in the past, but I am the exception. I am in this good situation that other women that I was talking about weren't in. That's why I'm different. And it really does make me feel of this type of content where women post, you know, complaining about their partners in some way, and then they go into the comments or post additional videos defending them. Like, this is giving me the same type of energy that she was saying, oh, marriage bad, men bad, blah, blah, blah. But you don't know my situation. I am different. This is different because it's about me. You know, like it's just giving me the same type of energy.
Engaging with influencers, content creators, when engaging with social media, you need to utilize discernment. And that has been a pillar of the things that I've said on this channel since its inception. You need to have discernment. If anything I've said had caused you to make major life decisions or to not make major life decisions, that's not a good sign. You need to make decisions for yourself for what is best for you.
I would completely agree with this. I mean, I do completely agree with this. You shouldn't take influencer advice when deciding on what to do with your life. However, it's hard to deny the fact that her audience feels very much betrayed by her. And there were some comments, I don't know, I don't see them right now. I don't know if she deleted them or the people who left the comments deleted them, but there were people saying, I didn't get engaged because of you. I didn't go into a relationship because of you. So there is no denying that her audience feels very, very betrayed by her because she used to present her opinions with very little nuance, and now she's asking that same audience to apply nuance when it comes to her situation because her situation is different.
Because it's true. I can't promise you that I'm never going to change my mind. I can't promise you that I'm not going to get more information and make a different decision in the future. I can't promise you that because I'm a human being. All I can do is my best to be honest and forthcoming about what's going on in my life while also protecting myself, my partner, and my privacy, which I deserve that. Because again, I'm a human being.
I don't know if this part was supposed to be the part where she admits that she changed her mind, because to me it's kind of giving like she did change her mind in some way to some extent, but she just doesn't want to say it because she doesn't want to alienate her audience even further.
To everyone who is so supportive, thank you. Because I have a parasocial relationship with you guys too. And it's probably not a good thing, but you mean a lot to me. And your support, your kind words mean a lot to me. Okay? I was very afraid of announcing this because I did kind of know it was going to happen. So thank you so much for your kind words.
I think what she's doing here and why she is posting this video is because she doesn't want to alienate her audience even further. She doesn't want to lose the people that she got from saying she's anti-marriage. And you'll see later on in this video why I think this is actually the case. I don't necessarily think that everything that she's saying here is genuine. I think this is a calculated content move to not lose the rest of her audience.
And that's hopefully shed some insight. But the truth of the matter is there's nothing that I can say that's going to be the right thing to say. If you're disappointed by this development, then you're going to be disappointed by this development. There's not really much I can say or do for you. If I sit here and tell you how amazing of a guy is, you're going to tell me that he's not, and I'll see it eventually, and I'm going to get played, and I'm going to get wizard lizarded. And if I do, then I do. Bitch, I don't think you realize what the I've gone through in my life. Bring it the on. All right? I can handle hurt. I can handle disappointment. I can handle heartbreak. And I, believe it or not, am a pretty intelligent lady. Say whatever you want about me. Okay.
This is very interesting in my opinion, because in her videos in the past, she used to say that like you can never trust a man because he will always betray you and then you will end up hurt. And now what I'm getting is that she is willing to take that risk, even though she thinks that might still happen. She might still get, betrayed and get hurt. But in the past, and that's what I also saw a lot of people in the comments say, that in her past, when she was posting the videos, you could see like the pain behind those videos, that she just didn't find anyone, I don't know, good enough for her, and that she was kind of disappointed with the dating scene. So maybe she really did find someone great who made her change, right? Maybe. I don't know her personally. I cannot tell you.
So if I end up getting hurt, I end up getting hurt. But I'm not going to walk through life with a bubble suit on, and not make any decisions or take any risks because I'm so afraid of getting hurt. I can handle getting hurt. You have no idea the shit that I've seen. I'm built for it, tough. Okay? But anyway, I hope that helps. I love you guys so much.
And it is true that I never had any intention of ever getting married. I didn't like having a boyfriend. Since I was a little girl, I never thought I was going to get married. Life is crazy. So it's shocking to me too. It's shocking to my family, my friends. It's shocking. Life be crazy like that. It do.
I don't really want to get into MJ's personal life. I don't really want to talk about more than I already did, but I don't want to go on talking about if she changed her mind, if what she used to say in the past was really what she thought, and all of this. This isn't my main point, because I think there is something more interesting to talk about, and that is what she used to post, what she is posting right now, and what she wants to do in the future. Because what I see is a very clear strategy of going from being this anti-marriage type of content creator to becoming a luxury influencer. And in order to talk about this, we have to talk about a lot of different things in between. And we are going to start with her audience's reaction to that announcement. The comment I agree with the most under her video is, "You can't speak in absolutes, build a platform on it, then retreat into nuance when your life changes." Because that's what she used to do. Contrary to what she said in that video, the way she was presenting her opinions in the past had very little nuance to it. And now that she is in that situation, she's telling everyone, hey, yeah, but listen, my situation is good. She is asking the audience that she built, that she gathered around her, because she was very blatant and clear and didn't, talk a lot about the exceptions. Now she is asking that very audience to understand that she is the exception because her situation is good. Wait, was she supposed to ignore a genuine, healthy and fulfilling connection? I'm confused. I mean, her videos literally said, as a woman, you are property to marriage. There was no nuance of love, healthy, etc. As she disagreed with marriage as a whole. She very much disagreed with marriage as a concept. She was talking a lot about what marriage was historically and what it represents now, and that it's always going to signify that women are property. Like, she liked this comment, the first one, but she never talked about like a genuine, healthy, fulfilling connection. But now that she has one, we all have to understand that she has one. I don't know what's going on, but girlie, it's okay to just say you changed your mind and are getting married. You don't have to over explain yourself. But she very much doesn't want to say that she changed her mind. She doesn't want to come on here and be like, hey, I fell in love and it changed my opinion and I'm going to get married. That's not what she wants to do, because she knows she would lose followers because of it, because she admitted herself she has like a parasocial relationship with her audience, so she doesn't want to disappoint her audience. And I just, maybe that's a little cynical of me, but I think she wants to keep people also so she can keep making money off her content. Like, I feel bad saying this, but it's very hard for me to believe, and how, because so many people are like, oh, but she's so genuine and she was always just posting about what she felt at the moment. It's very hard for me to believe this, to be honest. MJ is even liking comments like this one saying, comment section, I recommend you find the video she did at the beginning of her relationship where she talked about physically seeing her partner's financial situation on papers. The first thing she did was collect receipts. This is not at all out of alignment with what she has said in the past. You were always pretty clear that you felt marriage was transactional, and that didn't mean you couldn't be happy in that transaction. Congratulations. So she's very much trying to present her relationship as this transaction, that getting engaged and then getting married for her is just a transaction. And in my opinion, that allows her to keep her audience. This is appealing to the same audience that she built on saying all of those things that she did in the past. And then when someone commented, be careful because I was in a very similar position at your age and it went very badly. I really hope it works out for you, but this is making me very nervous for you. And she replied, you don't know the details of the situation I'm in. I'm sorry that happened to you. And this is the same energy every single time, is, oh my God, but you don't know my situation. Like, this is the most commented phrase on TikTok, I'm afraid. You don't know my situation. But what makes it even like funnier is that a few weeks ago she posted this video.
What?
So attractive.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just like, I don't know. I just saw you, like, I don't know, maybe taking a selfie or something, and I was like, oh my God, you're so beautiful.
You see what I mean? This is what I mean when I say that, oh, but he's just different. He's like complimenting me and I'm treated so well, but to me this is kind of cringe.
Babe, what do you have to say about the allegations that you're an old man?
I mean, I'm older than you, but I am not old.
How old are you?
36.
The rasp in the voice is just horrible. I don't know. So I think she posted that video because she's recently started posting a lot of luxury hauls. So people were saying that she's probably with someone older, you know, who is funding her lifestyle. I think that was the goal of this video, to just show that she's in like a normal relationship. And we'll get to those luxury hauls and we will talk about that situation because it's very interesting as well. But first, I want to go back in time and see what MJ was saying about marriage in the past.
This is my scolding hot take, and you're either going to be ready to hear this or you're not going to be. Women historically have been slaves. I understand there's different forms of slavery, but women, in the true definition of the word, have been enslaved. Marriage was the act of making women property. Marriage was the way of exchanging women as property. Marriage was the property transfer of a woman between her father and her husband. Regardless of how you feel about it, that's the fact. That was the origination, the original purpose of marriage as a construct.
This is what she starts with, and yeah, it's hard to disagree with this. This is what it was in the past. But thankfully, we don't live in the past, and getting married is no longer about the exchange of property that is women. Anyway, then she goes on to talk about how women now have agency and that's why there are more divorces, the birth rates are falling, blah, 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 whatever. And then she says this.
I personally disagree with the entire construct of marriage. I believe that marriage signifies the ownership of women, and I disagree with it as a concept as a whole. And if you're not new to my page, you know that I have no intention of ever getting married. I relish in the idea of being single. I do not want to have any children. And I relish in the idea that for the first time, I'm one of the first generations of women who have the freedom to not participate in any of those things.
So as you can see, she was very firm on this, right? That she isn't going to get married, she loves being single, all that stuff. This is what she built her audience on saying things like that.
And I believe that as a woman, you should avoid getting married. You should avoid having children. I think if you are even remotely on the fence about any of those concepts, you need to avoid it. Marriage benefits men, and having children benefits the patriarchy. I'm not saying that no one should have children, or that's where it gets kind of like muddy. Like, I think that marriage does have protections for women who do want to have children, or for women who are with a partner who's great. There are legal protections around that marriage works in favor for. But as a general concept, I think marriage represents the enslavement of women.
Anyway, historically, it might have been the case. What she said might have been the case. However, we don't live in the past. Thankfully, I'm really happy we don't live in the past. And I think we should be talking about what kind of protections marriage offers to women, especially if you're with someone long term, if you're building a future together, if you share expenses, all of this stuff. I think marriage could be very beneficial to you, actually. And this idea that because historically, because in the past, marriage was like a transaction, like, exchanging women as property, and because it was like this in the past, right now it still has that meaning. It doesn't have that meaning. And if you are with somebody long term, especially in this case, if you live together, share expenses, even some expenses, they don't have to be all expenses, you don't have to buy property, but if you share stuff, marriage is beneficial to you as a woman as well. It's not just about him getting you as property, it's also about you being protected when you're putting in the work into a relationship, whether that's, like labor around the house, whether that's emotional labor, whatever that may be. Marriage offers protection to you, and especially when you want to have children. Like, that's obvious, very obvious, but I feel the need to say this. And I don't want to sound like, to me, marriage is just transactional and it's all about this legal protection, because that's not what I think. But I just felt like it's very important to, while having this conversation, talk about the fact that marriage offers legal protection to women. And yes, divorces are tough, but they give you a possibility to leave a relationship and get something out of this when you were, treated not well. Like, there are a lot of different situations. There is a lot of nuance to it. But even though divorces are hard, in a lot of cases, they are worth it because you are not left with nothing after the divorce.
I think marriage represents, and this is just the way it is. This isn't my opinion. This is what it's been historically. Marriage represents the ownership of property that is women.
It's not my opinion, that's what it used to be historically. It used to be historically, and just saying that marriage is bad because it represents something in the past, I don't know, I just hate this. I just hate this take. Honestly.
Marriage is a huge deal, and especially as a woman, if you are at all on the fence about getting married, you need to not get married. You need to make your own money. That is a privilege. That is a blessing that you live in a time where you can make your own money and you can make something out of your own life. Do not trade this privilege that women have fought for a G-Wagon.
I do agree that even when you're in this like perfect situation, in a perfect marriage, in a perfect relationship, it's a good idea to have your own money and to work or like do something outside of a relationship. Not only to have something to fall back on in case things go badly, but also so that the marriage doesn't define you like as a person. But what she says next, in light of what she's posting right now, is really funny.
If you marry a rich man, your life will be controlled by him. Your quality of life is going to be dictated by that man. Your relationship may look a certain way today, but it could be very different 10 years from now. It could be very different after you have 4 of his children.
It's not worth the Chanel bags. It's not worth the Cartier bracelets. It's not worth the fancy vacations. This is your one life. This is your independence. This is your autonomy. Please just think very long and hard before you enter these contracts.
This reads like a comedy show just because she started posting so much content about those luxury hauls and buying Chanel bags and going on fancy vacation, and it's just really funny to see that that's what she used to think. But before we get into this whole luxury conversation, because there are some contradictions there as well, I want to point your attention to something that MJ said when she was commenting on the Wiz situation. If you don't know what this is, who Wizard Liz is, in like very, very, very big summary, because I don't really want to get into that drama. Wizard Liz is a content creator who is kind of maybe similar to MJ. Like, she posts a lot of like self-improvement advice and like how to have the right mindset, like a lot of this like feminine advice, all of this stuff. She was in a relationship, and on the outside it seemed like a perfect relationship, but when she was pregnant, when she was 4 months pregnant, her partner Landon cheated on her. And this was obviously like a whole thing on the internet. And MJ also made a video, like, commenting on this situation, but I don't want to like get into the Wizlist drama. I just want to point your attention to something she said in that video.
I could never trust a man, and I would never judge or condemn a woman for trusting a man. I personally could never trust a man. I absolutely not. I've loved men and I've cared about men, and I've had, I care deeply about my ex-boyfriends, and we're still friends. Like, I've had love for men. I've never trusted a man. Ever. Even the men that I've loved in my past, I would not trust them. I've never met a man who was not driven by his lust. If there's one theme that all of the men that I've ever known, whether I dated them or otherwise, there's one theme that they all had, is that they are absolutely controlled by their lust. Which is why I would never marry a man, and why I think if I am going to enter some kind of relationship with a man, I have to be getting some kind of, what's the word for it? Collateral. If you would like to date me, I need collateral. I need to look back on our relationship together and feel like I got something out of it for when and if you betray me and waste my time. And that is what I preach to you guys. So when people are like, oh, MJ, why is she giving relationship advice? She's not in a relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship. I sleep like a baby at night because I don't worry about some man running around and cheating on me. I use men for what they're good for. And what they're good for depends on the man.
This is really interesting to me because I think what she said very nicely ties into what red pill men think about women. And let me get a little deeper into that. I think the red pill movement provoked two types of reactions in women. Some women just don't react to it, but the ones that do, what I see are two main types of reactions. Type number one would be like the trad wife, pick me type of girl. The girl who wants to fit into what those men want from her so she can be in a relationship with them. The second reaction is the Maneater type of reaction, that I use men, and that's what gives me like power in this dynamic. And this, in my opinion, very interestingly ties with types of sexism, because in social studies, when they study sexism, what is very often talked about is benevolent sexism and hostile sexism. Benevolent sexism is this idea, this belief that women are lesser than men, they are less intelligent, they are delicate, and they need a man's protection. And this type of approach, this type of sexism reinforces gender roles, because women who present themselves as submissive and in need of a man's protection get rewarded by getting that protection. And in this case, I think tradwives and pick-me's, they try to go into that role so they can get the reward of having a man's protection. But when it comes to hostile sexism, it is a belief that women are, well, less intelligent than men on all of this as well, but also that they manipulate men, for example, through their sexuality or by fighting for their rights. Now, I think red pill men exhibit both of those types of They reward women who want to submit and have their children and all of this stuff, and they are hostile towards women who aren't doing this, who are fighting for women's rights, for example. But under that hostility, there is this belief that women are manipulative and they want to use men for money, and they are all gold diggers who just want the top 20% of men, and like whatever they are saying, right? Now, women like MJ, who paint themselves as those Maneaters who only use men when it's convenient for them, they like to think that they are in opposition to the Red Pill movement.
The content I make is like the antithesis to the manosphere.
But they actually very nicely fit into what Red Pillers think of women, or even what Red Pillers expect of women. I would argue that someone who acts like this, meaning someone who encourages to use men, for example, for financial benefits, fits into the Red Pill idea of women more than she would like to admit. And honestly, if you are this kind of like Maneater and you have this approach to life, honestly, you do you. Like, if it makes you happy, I don't care. I just think this is just an interesting thing to observe. That when some women try to be in opposition to Red Pill, they end up reducing relationships to financials and favors and exchanges and transactions, exactly like the Red Pill movement would expect them to. By posting this type of content, MJ attracted a very specific type of audience. Women who think that men only deserve to be with them if the men pay for everything, shower them with gifts, take them on vacation, all of the stuff, while not limiting their freedom. Because trust me, I am also against the Red Pill movement in every way, shape, or form. But at the same time, I was never attracted to the Maneater content because I didn't want to let the Red Pill movement destroy something as beautiful as love and relationships. And by adopting this mindset that a man only deserves to be with me if he's financially affluent, I would reduce something very meaningful and special to just a materialistic exchange. What MJ is doing right now, in my opinion, she's trying to pivot into being a luxury content creator because she doesn't want to lose her audience. Because in the past, she used to say she's anti-marriage, she's never going to get married, and by getting engaged, she is going to alienate some of her audience. So the best thing she can do is show that she traded her being single, her freedom, some of her, independence for wealth and comfort, and that she is getting so much of it that the transaction was worth it for her.
If I popped out and was engaged to a broke man, then you all could be upset with me.
On top of that, I really do believe that MJ wants to continue working and making money. And given the fact that she now has this very wealthy man that can, buy her a lot of things and take her places, the best thing she can do is become a luxury content creator, because she can start making this content before she even gets brand deals. So right now, she's posting content like this.
I went on a shopping spree in Paris. These are all the things that I got. It's going to be a massive haul. Grab your popcorn. It's a lot. Paco Rabanne. I always wanted a Paco Rabanne bag.
Yeah, so it's basically like a luxury shopping haul. Nothing interesting here, nothing to talk about. I just wanted to show you because she started posting a lot of those videos recently. And if one of them, she said this: "How do you get your man to buy you things? I chose a man who genuinely enjoys seeing me happy and can afford to buy me things I don't know." And in some comments under some whole videos, she is admitting that she isn't paying for all of the stuff that she's using her fiance's credit card. So like I said, she's very much trying to still appeal to the same audience, but now she's just trying to show them that she just struck a really good deal. And that's why she got engaged. But this again is so funny given the fact how she used to speak about luxury products in the past, like in this video that I'm going to show you right now.
Capitalism has ruined everything, and I know that's not like a profound concept, like most of us already know that, but I don't think the majority of us really understand the weight of the implication of how much capitalism has ruined every industry, whether that be the film industry, the luxury good industry, the food industry. That's why with the luxury good market, you're getting, subpar quality product for the super inflated price. The worst part of it all is there's not really recourse And the even worse part is that we're all so brainwashed that it's unlikely in the foreseeable future that we're going to be able to break free of this conditioning. Chanel bags are not worth $5,000, but people are going to continue to buy them, and people are going to continue to spend money that they do not have on them because of what they signify. Money is more often spent on what it signifies rather than what you actually get from it. The truth of the matter is, if you're not making your food at home, I don't think you're paying attention. If you're still buying luxury goods, I don't think you're paying attention. Like, we should be buying clothes that are secondhand. We should be making our food at home. You really need to think about where your dollar is going before you spend it. I have been buying clothes secondhand much more often. I do not want to wear designer things at all. I'm selling everything designer that I own, unless it's vintage or secondhand, or I already wear it a lot. Before you spend your dollar, it's worth asking yourself, is this person that I'm giving my money to, which is a precious commodity, it's becoming even more of a precious commodity than it already was. Before I hand over my money, does this person that I'm giving my money to, is this company that I'm giving my money to, do they care about a single person other than themselves? Have they ever shown that they actually give a fuck about anything but themselves? And the answer is no. You need to take your money somewhere else. We need way less than we think we need.
But it's fine that she's buying it because she isn't giving them her dollars, but her fiance's dollars. So it's fine. So she can do it. She can. This reads like such a fucking comedy show. I'm so tired at this point. I think, honestly, this makes me more mad than the fact that she got engaged. Because I'm very much anti-consumption. Like, I've grown to be very anti-consumption this last year. So when I see someone who had that beliefs that I agree with, I don't think luxury products are worth it. I don't think luxury bags are worth it. And a lot of things that we pay a lot of money for aren't worth it. And on top of that, they are benefiting evil people when we buy those things. Even when it's not evil people, it's like a whole thing, right? With the waste, with where the money, it's a whole thing, right? So seeing someone who had that approach, and now she's posting luxury hauls because she got a rich boyfriend, like, this makes me really mad. Like, the whole engagement thing, I honestly don't care. I care that she's doing this, that she's betraying something that to me is important. Sorry. Anyway, she even once said this.
A big pillar of what made a luxury brand luxurious wasn't the quality. The quality, yes, but it wasn't entirely the quality. You're not just paying for the quality. Rich people who are gravitating towards more quiet luxury brands are prioritizing quality. Because we also live in a world now where you do not want to signify wealth. Okay, it's not safe to signify wealth. It's getting real Marie Antoinette out here, okay? We have a bigger wealth disparity now than we did during the French Revolution.
So this was posted in December 2025, right? Let me verify. Yes, this is December 2025, so what, like 4 months ago. And literally, I think it was like last week, she posted that she is staying in the Palace of Versailles, yeah, I think so. And she posted this video saying, of course they used a woman as the scapegoat. Like, this is the most frustrating part of this drama for me, not the engagement, but this. This is really annoying. In my opinion, MJ is in the process of redefining her content and her online persona. Her opinions changed to some extent, and it's hard to say how much without knowing her personally. But now that they have, and she is getting married, or at least she is engaged, she cannot continue with the Maneater content. She cannot continue saying how great it is to be single and that your independence isn't worth exchanging for Chanel bags, because she is showing us that she did exchange her independence for the Chanel bags. She wants to pivot into something different and into something profitable, and that thing might be luxury hauls. This is a very profitable niche, and with her audience of almost 500,000 people, she could do it quite easily if she only manages to keep them watching. I don't think it's bad that she changed her mind and is engaged and getting married and in a happy relationship. If that's really the case, Great for her. I didn't want to talk and analyze her personal life. What I wanted to pay attention to is the calculated way in which she is talking about that relationship and how she is slowly changing her content so it fits into her new life. As always, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments, and if you don't know what to watch next, check out this video of mine. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye!